What is up, you guys? It's your spiritual fairy godmother, and I am back. Okay, I am back, except for I'm not back with another read. I am back with a let's talk about it. Okay, so today we are talking about generational curses, being in a routine, being in a cycle, and doing things out of habit and not even realizing. So if you've been watching for a long time, y'all know I like to kind of tell y'all like where the topic came from, why I decided to talk about this. And today's topic came from me helping Kamaya with her homework today. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. So this year, Kamaya started going to a new school. A school that has a really good curriculum and a school that does not play when it comes to grades and homework. So Kamaya has been a little stressed out or having a little anxiety regarding like doing her homework. Like she's been like waking up like, oh my God, I gotta do my homework. So of course I want her to get her homework done so that she doesn't have to worry or feel any type of way about not getting her homework done. I want her to feel confident when she go to school and to get good grades, because I know that as a child, it feel good. Like it feel good to be able to get something on Fridays. It feel good to have all your homework done for the week and have your teacher proud of you, you know? So I want that for her. So I've noticed that I am repeating a lot of the cycles that I've experienced from when I was a kid. So I grew up with my mom being I think she was a high school teacher first, and then she went to being a middle school teacher. Sorry, y'all, forgive me. My mom has been a teacher for my whole life, like as long as I could remember. And I remember growing up thinking like that she wasn't a good teacher. Like I knew she was a good teacher. I just didn't think she was a good teacher for me. Like to me, I felt like, why don't you know how to teach me? Like I'm asking you questions and you're getting frustrated or you're getting angry at me, or, you know, like you just don't know how to help me, but you're a teacher, right? Fast forward to where I am now in my life, and I'm realizing so much stuff about my mama. Of course, I'm going into my 30s, and I think that is a very reflective time in your life where you kind of just reflecting on certain things that you do and certain things that you no longer want to do. And I just feel like I can feel myself creating bad memories surrounding Kamaya and her homework. Like it seems like every time I help her with her homework, there's always a problem. I always got an attitude or I'm irritable. And that's exactly kind of like how I was treated when I needed help or when I had homework. Like I felt like my mom had an expectation of me to always get A's, to be 100%, to know everything because I was her daughter. And she was a teacher, and I'm smart, you should be smart. Like that's what it felt like, because my mom is very intelligent, she's very smart, and that's what she thrives on. Like that's where a lot of her confidence comes from. It's not just about like her looks and her womanhood and stuff like that. She really thrives in her intelligence. She's a very intelligent woman. She has a lot of wisdom. And I think that as a parent, you kind of have certain expectations for your kids. Like you see them for who they really are. Like, you know, well, I don't want to say that, but a lot of the times you know your child's potential. And I think that growing up, my mom could see that I was smart. Like I was very, very intelligent. I knew a lot of stuff. I was just very, very smart. Like as a kid, I'm still very smart now, but I have different learning styles, or I learn differently. I have so much going on in my mind that sometimes it distracts me from actually learning or being aware or being able to retain the information that I just learned. So even when I'm reading a book, I kind of got to read the same paragraph multiple times. Like I can read it and know what it says, but I won't understand it until I maybe read it like 2-3 times. So in school, if you keeping up with the Joneses and they're telling you, hey, you got 20 minutes to read this and then we're going to do this worksheet, I don't have the same time to maybe go back 2-3 times and read that same paragraph. So I noticed that for me growing up, like I didn't have the best grades. And it wasn't because I didn't understand the material. It wasn't because I was dumb or I didn't learn. It was literally because I was giving up. I was guessing. I was just pretty much, I felt like I didn't know the answer. So instead of trying hard, instead of trying my best, I was just like, fuck it. I'm finna just write whatever. I'm finna get it done so that I can do what I want to do. You know, for me, I was only doing my homework so that I didn't get in trouble. I was never doing my homework because I wanted to be smart or because I wanted to know what it was that I was learning about. The only reason why I was doing my homework was so that I didn't get a whooping or so that I didn't get in trouble. So for me, the connection with my homework was never there. My connection with learning itself as a whole, again, was never there. Because for me, I looked at it like, well, my mama gone. She a teacher, but she gone. So it's like, I looked at learning and all of that kind of stuff as something like, I don't know, like I don't want to say I didn't really respect teachers and stuff like that, but I kind of just automatically assumed that they were like my mom. Like, you know, and a lot of times they proved me right. Like, I don't really have memories of any of my teachers, except for one, but I don't know her name. It's Catapult. It's Carpool. I don't know, but I remember she was my literature teacher. And if you know me, I love literature. I love writing. I love books. I love it. I love literature. That's what I actually went to school for. I wanted to be a literature teacher or an English professor. So, so growing up for me, I feel like I had adapted to, or I had created a relationship with doing my homework that wasn't a healthy one. It was like, I never wanted to do it because of the challenge that it gave me. It was like showing me just how much I wasn't listening in class, or, you know, it was showing me just how much, even if I was listening in class and trying to pay attention because of my mental health. So this is like my anxiety or just being worried about what other kids got going on in the class, worried about this, worried about that, probably worried about stuff that's going on at home. Homework really made me aware of the fact that I wasn't present in class. And that reminder just kind of like made me shut down. Like, I'm not finna do this. And I think that over time that kind of just became my norm. Like, even in my everyday life, like, I don't really put effort into things that I don't want to do. Like, I'm very rebellious. I am very, I don't really like to follow rules. And even if somebody gives me a task or tells me to do something, like, I do it in my own way. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to you, I'm gonna take your advice, I'm gonna, you know, but anytime I'm giving advice or anytime somebody is trying to teach me something, I kind of interpret it in a way where I can understand. And that's just worked for me. Now I'm experiencing having a daughter who I don't want to hurt her feelings. I don't want her to have bad memories of every single time I do my homework, my mama is mad. My mama got an attitude. My mama is yelling at me. And I noticed that, like, I do it before I even realize, before I'm even aware of the fact that I have an attitude, I have an attitude. And it just made me realize that, like, triggers and, like, one of my classmates, Anaya, she said that she has this book called The Body Keeps the Score. And it basically is like your body being aware of the stuff that you're not. So every time you go through trauma, every time you experience something that's similar to a trauma, a negative memory, a bad memory, your body is triggered. And I realized that, like, a lot of the things that I do out of habit. Even like me saying that I'm tired all the time and me being like sleepy, wanting to take naps. Like, I love a nap. I love a nap. And before, I used to tell myself, like, I need a nap or else I'm just not Caprice. Like, I'm not myself. I be irritable. I get frustrated. And while that's still true, I've noticed that now that I don't have the opportunity to take a nap, now that I can't take a nap because I'm either at school, I'm working, or I'm with my kid. So because I don't have the time to take a nap, I realized, did I really need those naps? Or was I taking them out of habit and out of routine? You know, so it's like when I was in high school, in middle school, I would get home from school, been and did my homework in another class or something like that. By the time I get home, I get to just chill, I get to just go to sleep. So when I get home, I'm putting on Law and Order and I'm going to sleep for at least an hour or two. And that became my routine because it's like when you're around so many different people and you have anxiety or you're stressed, you're worried, you have DID, like I have, any kind of mental health issues, you get exhausted. Like, the whole social battery thing is so real. And I feel like my social battery be dying to the point where I gotta take a nap. I literally have to decompress. I have to get this day up off me. I love hurry up and get in the shower when I get home. If I know I can't right away take a nap. Like, a lot of the things that we do are out of forced habit. Bless you, baby. Go ahead, put on you a movie and get in the bed. But yeah, like, I've been noticing so much about myself. Like, so many of my mannerisms, I don't even know if they're mine or if they're out of habit. Like, I posted a video yesterday basically about what happened at school. And now today, I'm like, I don't know, y'all. I was so emotional. And it was just like, beautiful, go to your cage. I was so emotional all day. I kept crying all day in class. Like, all day in class, I kept randomly crying. Every time my teacher asked what's wrong or said, like, am I okay, I bust out in tears. And it's just like, you know, I'm realizing that, like, so much of me is getting ready to change. Like, so many of my habits, I don't have to have anymore. And I feel like I'm just holding on to them because it's what makes me feel safe. You know, it's what makes me feel like I'm grounded because I'm doing something that feels familiar to me, or I'm doing something that feels like normal. The same, it feels familiar, right? Because people, they don't stay in your life for a long time. Sometimes your life can be it can look unfamiliar when you lose a friend or something like that. Or, I'm sorry, when you go through a breakup, or, you know, you go through a transitional phase, you get fired from a job or you quit a job. And I just feel like for so long, I've been operating on autopilot. I don't know if I've been super intentional with my life. You know, like when I help Kamaya with her homework, I want to set intentions of being kind and being respectful, because at the end of the day, she's a child. So even if she doesn't know something, or even if she get an answer wrong, or even if I get frustrated, it's like I want to get to the point in my life where I'm learning to have so much compassion for her, and I'm able to see that, like, her brain don't work like mine. And even though I'm in a state of feeling like, well, she's Kamaya, she's smart, like, she know how to do this, she be talking about this, you know, like, all of that is true. But at the same time, her brain is still developing. She don't know how to read everything. She don't know all the answers. She not gonna know. She's not a perfect child. None of us are perfect. And I think sometimes I kind of get caught up in my own, what I think is supposed to be right. That, like, I don't just give her time to, like, be a child, to make mistakes, to mess up, and to just be her, right? So after I end up helping her with her homework, I end up telling her, like, you know, you're going to be in trouble or whatever. After that, we kind of just had a conversation. I'm like, okay, do you understand why you're in trouble? You know, do you understand why mommy is upset? Do you understand why this was disrespectful to me, right? Guessing on your homework is something that we already talked about. So for you to do it again, that means that you're not paying attention to what mommy said. So now there has to be consequences, right? Even just that conversation to me is something that, like, I never got as a kid. No grown-ups felt like they had to explain themselves to me. Nobody, like when I was a kid, they'd tell you, because I said so. You got to do this because I said so. But for me as a parent, I make sure that, like, I explain things to Kamaya. Even if I did yell at you, I'm going to explain to you why I yelled at you. Yeah, you still going to be sad, but in the back of your mind, you're also going to know that me yelling at you came out of love. It came from me wanting you to be a better person, to be a better kid. So although I'm, like, still in the process of, like, learning, like, me learning is making me a better person. Like, God giving me these opportunities to mess up, to fuck up, to realize, like, hey, I'm dating the same kind of nigga. Hey, I keep getting into it with my friends, different friends, but about the same kind of things. I'm having the same kind of confrontations. You know, like yesterday, I did the video about the confrontation, and today I kind of questioned myself, like, did I do something wrong? You know, like, did I do something bad? Like, it, you know? And although the answer is no, I didn't, because I was lied on, I still wonder if I could have handled it differently. I still wonder if I could have I don't know, because it's on one end, it's like, nah, but I didn't snap on you. I didn't do anything to where I didn't call you out your name. I didn't curse. I didn't use curse words. You know, I was a little aggressive, but I never once was disrespectful. And to each his own on what exactly disrespect looks like. But for me, it wasn't that. So it's like, even just the questioning of myself, I know that it's like, I'm on my way. You know, like, I may not be the perfect person. I may not never get angry, but I'm working on it. You know, like, I'm really working on my frustration, because even my frustration, I think, is out of habit. Like, when things go wrong, when things get on my nerves, like, I automatically go to being irritated. That's just how it's been. Like, I didn't have the words. I didn't know what being disappointed meant. I didn't know what being sad felt like. What? Go in your cage. Go in your cage. But yeah, it's like, I didn't have the knowledge, you know, then that I have now. So now that I have the words, it's like, I'm going to use them. You know, like, I want to make sure that I'm, like, voicing my opinions and, like, saying how I feel. But also, I want to get to a point where I'm, like, I'm not angry out of habit. I'm not just mad, you know, and frustrated and pissed off and whatever else. Like, I'm trying so hard to just put myself in position to be a better woman. And sometimes being a better woman means dropping bad habits. And I have a lot of them. You know, like, I never want to come on here and act like I'm perfect. I never want to come on here and act like I don't go through real life stuff. I never want to come on here and act like just because I'm spiritual means, like, I'm all healed and perfect. Like, nah, it's not that. And I think that's what the spiritual community is missing, like, the truth, the rawness, the realness, the ugly, the dark side. We all love and light, but I'm a very dark feminine energy where, I mean, I'm a person who demands respect, so like regardless. But I don't just silently want respect. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I need my respect given to me. You know, like I do have like control issues. I have OCD. I like things the way that I like them. I'm very routine oriented. I'm very much on a schedule. Like certain things about me, I'm just like, I'm very anal about things. And like, although on one hand that's what keeps me running, on one end that's what keeps me running, like routine and just knowing I have to do this at this time. I'm gonna do this time. I want to do this at this time. Like, you know, that's how I am. But it's like balance in everything. And I'm starting to realize that although my routines and my daily, you know, OCD little rituals and stuff, although they help me out, the stuff like being stuck in any routine can be toxic. It can get toxic. And it's like, that's what I can just see happening. Like, and I don't want to be that. Like, that's not what I can see happening. I feel like I can now visibly see my toxicity, like, in the past. And now I can see my highest frequency on me. Like, I can see it when I look at me, and it's just like, you are so not where you were. So to not, make sure you say your prayers. So to not change or to not adapt feels like a disservice to myself. Like, I've been in so many of the same cycles. When I tell y'all, the way that I date, babe, like, it took, like, all my relationships have been abusive relationships. I've always gravitated toward depressed men. Always. Like, I don't know what is wrong with me. Like, I have like this complex where it's like I want to, and it's crazy because when I first meet men, I never know that, like, oh, I'm like, my goal don't be set out to, I can make this man a better man. But the way that I love, I'm gonna automatically want you. I need you to sit down. I need you to sit down. But yeah, like, I just feel like I never know, you know, coming in what it is. But it's like, I have to take a hard look at myself in the mirror and realize that, like, this is literally what I'm attracting. Like, this is what I'm attracting to myself. Like, period, point blank. Ain't nobody doing this to me. You know, like, these are the men that I'm choosing, or I don't want to say choosing, but these are the men that I'm accepting into my life. You know, so it's just like paying attention to the fuck ups or paying attention to the things that go awry are really what changes you. Because at some point you get fed up with it. At some point you become not okay with it. At some point you want to change your narrative, you want to change your storyline, you want to change your character even. You know, and you can't always do that, but it's just like, that's not gonna stop you from wanting to. I am so tired. I don't know what, like, lately I have been so tired. Yawning in these videos, and it's like, I don't know if it's because I'm working hard or what, but even that, it's like, I'm so in a routine of like doing what I want to do that like I can't even, I'm not gonna say I can't, I haven't even been disciplined in what I need to be disciplined in, because I'm again a creature of habit. Like when I get home, I want to smoke and chill. Okay, like that's what I want to do, and I'm such a creature of habit that it's like if I can't do that, I'm stunned. Like I don't want to work. I want to do what I want to do. I want to chill. I need to decompress. I need to make myself feel better from whatever happened throughout my day. So if I can't do that, it's either that give me energy to keep going to go work, because normally that's like my motivation. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna get my ass up. But it's like, can I be disciplined enough to just switch up my routine and just do what I say I'm gonna do, even without a reward? Like, being different, breaking generational curses, breaking cycles, it is a choice. It's not something that you just stumble upon. It's not something you just stumble across, because I'm telling you, there's going to be more than one thing you gotta break, more than one habit you gotta let go of, more than one person. It be what it be. Like, change is inevitable. Like, why not be in charge? Why not be in control of your change? Why not decide to change and change for the better? Like, I don't want to fall through the cracks anymore. Like, I don't want to end up in an abusive relationship again. I don't want to have, you know, a miscarriage. I don't want to put myself in a position to be dropping out of school again just because something happened, you know, because I went to UWM a couple years ago for 3.5 years. Could have had my bachelor's degree, but I dropped out. So it's like, I want to make sure that I'm not, again, repeating cycles that are no good for me. My classmate Tia talked to me about that today. She like, man, don't give them the satisfaction of you quitting. Because for what? Right? And I'm like, okay. Noted. I could put this inside of this, and but yeah, y'all, I don't know. I just feel like overall, Auntie got the tea. And we'll find out sooner or later. You know, like, I don't know where that came from. Auntie got the tea. I feel like I was thinking some stuff in my head. And then, and then I accidentally responded out loud to what I was thinking in my head instead of what it was that I was talking about. Yeah. Because that's how my mind works, okay? So it's time to change. It's time to make some changes. It's time to break some generational curses and choose to do things differently than it's been done in the past, because we have the power to do so. Like, I don't want to be in none of the same kind of relationships. I don't want to be in nothing abusive. I don't want my finances to be the same for a whole nother year, in the same tax bracket for a whole nother year. It's like, I don't want to get stuck. I don't want to get stagnant anywhere. I want to continuously move forward. I want to continuously be going with the flow. And I'm learning. I'm learning to be patient. If the bus don't come on time, if this person don't come pick me up on time, if this person say they can't pick me up at all, like whatever the case may be, like I'm learning to just chill. For sure. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Share it on all your social medias. I am out of here, you guys.